Oh, hi. Oh God. Ugh, what is this? It was a lot nicer when I did the thumbnail and then I did whatever the hell this is. I apologize. It's so ugly. There's a cup behind there off camera, but okay. So, as you can see, I am disheveled. Well, we can't see anyway. How's it going, you guys? Happy morning. Or what's left of it, at least 1 hour's worth. Right now, I'm trying to look for my frigging reference, and it's not cooperating because that's the luck of my life, really. I do have other references, but they're not the ones I want. I want to work on this right here, and it is a stark contrast to this and this lady here, but hey, there's nothing wrong with doing different things, all right? So I feel like sometimes when you do art and they know you more for like one style, you tend to get pigeonholed into said one style. I can't afford to do that because I get really bored. I wish I was kidding, but I mean, there's a time like, okay, I like this, and I do the same thing over and over and over. But I guess because of the short attention span and just thinking there's so much out there in this freaking world, in this freaking life, let's try something else once in a while. And then if it turns out I like it, hey, why not? But if it turns out, it's a bust, but if there is potential for later, like after much improvement of my skills, like we can go back to it, or we give up entirely because, you can do whatever the hell you want. I just feel like we can do so much more with what we just like. And maybe this isn't the right reference, but it's the one closest enough to it because I can't find the one I wanted. And so, yeah, I need to screenshot again because I keep losing my references in the sea of gallery hoarding. And let me double check in a bit. Oh, not you. What? Let me double check with the door. It's right close by. I'll be right back. Tiny bit. Sorry. And then I thought I was going to get something behind me. Oh, I need tissue because you know how I can sit for like at least 10 months or so. I don't know. It feels like 10 months. Another one, like this weather is so weird. It's not like oh, it's snowing for 6 years straight. It's not like that. But the temperature goes up and down, up and down. It goes a little bit warm and then drops several times over. Rains. It gets cold. It's windy. And then I get sick. And then it goes a little bit warm and then it gets cold. It does this back and forth. So there's a lot more sick people around. If you hear coughing, yes. In another room nearby, yeah. So, yes, I wanted to catch up on some work. I think after I was working on this painting and I was trying to do as much as I can, and then I got I developed a sore throat. I'm not even, this has nothing to do with my throat, okay? And so don't take that out of context, please. But at the same time, I think I was just doing a lot of paintings one by one while not totally recovering. Then I get sick. And then so yesterday I did not do any paintings, and I did replace the emptiness of no painting, no art stuff with buying stuff. Yeah, I laugh at that, but I shouldn't laugh too hard because once in a while I find useless ass stuff like this right here. I originally made a bed for this, not from scratch. Like I got some wooden book and I shaped it. I custom made it into a bed. It was freaking cute. It was like a Zashiki Buddha. That's this pig's name right there. His name's Zashiki Buddha, and I made like a Zashiki Buddha custom bed out of like a small wooden book thing. It was really cute. Now I don't know where it went. So while I was shopping yesterday, I found, I don't know what is the purpose of these tiny beds. I don't know, but I saw different color ones, and then I saw the purple one. I had to get it. So, and it fits perfectly. So now I have to commit to actually doing something with this bed and maybe fixing him a little bit. He is a little bit rough, but I think with much tweaking and fixing, it can definitely be a lot better. It's so cute. And yes, I made this one, I think, sometime last year, and I was so gung-ho on this, but when I started doing the background, I got really bored and tired. I really need to stop doing that, but those are one of the hang-ups, the flaws that I have, where when I encounter something I usually don't care about, and in the freaking painting, I just drop interest, I get tired, then other projects come in and I do those instead, so that's what usually happens. But most of it is done. And then I was looking for the reference just now, and I'm like, where the hell is it? It's like, it's that buried deep in the recesses of my Pinterest pins. It's insane. So I can't work on this right now until I find the freaking reference. I don't know, unless I make something up. There's also that option. What I have right there, I make the rest up. That's also a challenge. So maybe I'll consider that. But usually I'm not very good. I also am petrified of making things worse, which I've done before, and I'm not very proud of that. And those are the times I don't show it. So I might do like a series of failures. I do have a lot of them. Oh my God. But I have to look for them, because I usually try to do the out of sight, out of mind method, where I don't want to look at that. I don't want to be reminded of my failures. I just throw it somewhere, and yet not throw it away. But I probably should throw it away. But sometimes I would assume there may be some hope, maybe some future potential, sorry, and I can maybe salvage it later on. And then next thing you know, 7 to 10 years pass. Yeah. Time gets so much faster the older you get. Not fun at all. So anyway, this girl here, one of those models again. I know. Here's the thing. I don't really have much interest for this sort of stuff, okay? In my 20s and 30s, no, not even. Like maybe late teens, early-ish, mid-20s, I would do fan service art because I was stupid. And so, but now that I look at it, it is good research, quote unquote research, but I do like the concept of trying to make the focus of the person versus the background, which is the ocean. I do like ocean and beach themed things in general. And she has a butt crack, so I'm trying to be polite. And the skin tone it looked like they had suntan oil, and so I was trying to copy that. And this was turning out pretty good. Face needs a lot of work, and there is a hope. Don't get me wrong. It's just, if I have to be careful with doing things over again, because while I can make mistakes with acrylic paint, I also can't do too much mistakes, because after a while the paint starts clumping, like in layers. I mean, not like this big. I'm not that bad, but try not to do too many errors. So while you can cover your mistakes, try to use it sparingly. All right. So that's my one tiny itty bitty advice when it comes to acrylic paint. Unless you can get away with layers, like big layers, and it's already 8 minutes and I haven't done jack shit. I'm sorry. So, yes. I will also try to fix my habits of laughing in every sentence. I know I do that. I need to not do that, and I do it anyway. That's not how learning works. I can't even talk. And yes, I still have a cold, even though I don't sound like I have a cold. It's like, oh, you're faking it, you liar. I wish I can express how. It's more like my throat feels itchy, like in the back of your throat. It's still like I thought I was almost better yesterday, so I didn't take medicine before bed, and then I woke up. My throat is just not. It decides to not cooperate yet again. So let's shut up and start painting. My God. Okay, so. All right, so let me see. Okay, so I do need to fix some yellow thingies here. And the reference, is this correct? Yeah, more or less. Oh, shoot, they have little circle thingies, and I need purple. All right. Oh, wait, is that the... I don't know. Anyway. I will just do, like, in past videos, I will do a little bit at a time with each painting and then carry on to the other one. So at least there's some element of progress, and then the rest that I need to fix, like all the technical detail things, I do off camera. So that's what I've been doing this whole time. Yep, still 0. I decided to be intentionally petty because it's entertaining. Yes, it is. And I need to stop laughing. And I know. It's sometimes there are some habits that are. I don't want to do electroshock every time I laugh. I get electric. I'm like, no, I'm too much of a weak baby to undergo such pressures. Anyway, hope your guys' week is going well. You pretty much got the gist of mine, but I think this week is somewhat a lot more chill than the previous few weeks for me. Yeah, I think because there were so many things going on, it was a lot harder for me to settle down and rest because there's always something. Oh, someone's always asking for help. There's always something. I'm like, oh my God, can you do stuff for yourself, please? Well, even when I nap, someone wakes me up. So it's not like, oh, you just need to nap. Can you tell the other people to be quiet? But yeah, that's how things are at times, and I have to help. I know I should do those stupid videos where you have to edit out things, and I cannot emphasize how much I hate video editing. I hate it. I think if you have like an interest for it, like many years ago, like before YouTube was super popular, like how it is now, and you were just so, but the thing is, even when YouTube started out, I did not have the computer capacity to work with the internet. Oh my God. I remembered when I think someone online sent me a video. Don't worry, it's not safe for work sort of thing. It was just like a little, I think it was a commercial, and it was supposed to be like some innuendo-y commercial, and it was only 2 minutes. I clicked on it. It took me maybe almost 2 hours for 10 seconds to show. That's how old I am. And I, at the time, did not like the internet very much because of that. And I was like, what the hell is this? Why did you send me a link when? Because I think the person on the other end had broadband, AT&T broadband, from what I could remember. And then I think I was still on some element of dial-up. Oh my God, I still remember that damn sound. I shoot. I hate it. Some things from the past I don't like. Okay, a lot of things from the past I don't like. Even though people say, I miss the 90s, I love the 80s. And they only pick the good stuff, not the stuff like I can seriously live without. All right? I think I talked about last time. But is either last time or in another live stream on Instagram, one of those two. Should I resume talking about the elephant in the room about the war shorts? All 0 of you? I assume so because no one watches these things, so I might as well. So the progress for now with the, what is it? The Korean War reels. I'm sorry, not reels, shorts. I do get questions where they talk about things and my eyes glaze over. I mean that with love, okay? Because I'm doing several things at the same time, this included. And so I do try to check my stuff every so often. And then sometimes they ask the same question over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, okay? I can answer a few at a time, but then afterwards, go look for it for yourself, okay? I mean that with love, okay? Because I leave it out there and people don't like to read. People don't like to research. They expect everything to be out on display for you. And I think that's how the internet works, where everything is so easy access. It's right there. They have you have all the information provided, and then you can decide whether or not the next steps as to, should I watch a movie? Should I buy this? Should I do that? And sometimes I don't feel like answering. I probably shouldn't say that. But at the same time, though, it's like I see the student questions. I don't know. I don't want to do an FAQ sort of thing. I probably should, but I don't know. I'm just some schmuck, okay? That does have some minimal interest in historical movies and documentaries. And especially histories that people don't talk about. That's really cool. I think one that stood out to me were like Genghis Khan's or Chengiz Khan. Like, how the hell do you pronounce? I like the sound Genghis sounds better than Chengiz. It reminds me of Chungus. I don't know, but he had daughters, and they also were forces to be reckoned with. But I think after his health declined and he eventually died, and then his sons were in charge, and then the protection of women deteriorated basically. And so a lot of the women, like his daughters, like they were recognized as powerful, intelligent women as well in their own rights. And however, later on, I think they tried to erase their history, erase their memory, but it is difficult to erase history at times, especially when who is in charge of writing history? All right. We all know. All right. If you're like, who? Look online. you have no excuse. And you have to also use critical thinking and sift through, okay, what is actual knowledge and useful information and what is trash? That's your responsibility. If you can't figure that out, oh my God, maybe you should. I don't know, man. I have to keep quiet. But at the same time, use your head, please. At least that's what my dad used to say. He would always tell us, use your head. Why aren't you using your head? And I feel like people need to be reminded that because some people don't use their heads. Like, the internet is evidence enough. Not enough people use their heads because they have the internet right in front of them. I mean, yes, it is a useful tool, but you also use your brains to configure and analyze and determine whether or not this is useful information or not, you know. And I'm not expecting like, oh, you're supposed to be a freaking rocket scientist or no, okay? You learn this in school. I assume so. Yes? Yes. And yes, I'm an American too. I know. That's another thing I notice when I look online and I see comments and stuff. They always bash on Americans, and then you see the comments, what kind of comments some people make, and I take into account what kind of responses they are. They can range from good to, oh my God, what is that? And also there are some that have genuine responses from past experiences from like their relatives or ancestors that partook in wars. And I respect that. That's pretty cool. But then there's people who deny history, that this never happened. What are you talking about? I'm like, it's documented. It's there. I did not put that there. I was not even born. But it happened, okay? And I cannot totally get mad at these people denying certain events, tragic events that happened. When, like I mentioned, who is in charge of writing the history, especially history where you're not the winners? And so they're like, oh, we don't have to talk about that. So they call the Korean War the Forgotten War. And it is quite the heavy name because now people are like, huh? Whoa, when did this happen? You know, and it's not that long ago. It's like in the 50s and stuff. Shoot. So anyway, yeah, I just leave it at that. I do have interest, but not like like super analytic, and I'm just I have war things and theories on my walls. No, I don't. You saw my walls. There is not a slim pickings of war anything. But it is interesting to look at, to observe, to learn about, you know. It's okay to learn new things, new and old, mind you. All right. But I feel like with internet and watching things that are right there that is entertaining, after a while, I do feel like your brain turns into mush in the land of doom scrolling. I did fall for that several times. Okay, I'm not saying like I'm above it all. I do it too. But I think what these hobbies help me out to not do so much doom scrolling. unless I'm doing reference hoarding. That's another story. But I use it to my advantage outside of the internet. While I say this on the internet, my self-awareness pisses me off sometimes. But it is what it is, all right? So anyway. Okay, so this one, I'm staring at this. Okay, so now I need to fix, I'll take a break from this for now, because now it's already 20 minutes. I'm doing jack shit. I just cleared this yellow stuff up. And as I mentioned, if you see this thing here, the little tripod camera holder thingy, it is in the way. So now let's work on, okay, let's get your butt crack out of sight, okay? You can be a small guest. Yeah, I know her eye's wonky. I'll try to fit, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. But yes. Oh no, this isn't the right one. This is neon finish. Incorrect. Where is you? Oh, my nose is itchy. This doesn't look, that one doesn't look right. Where is you? I know the paint, and then it decided to just not show up because it has stage fright. Oh my god. Yeah, I need to be prepared, I swear. But I think this gives more authenticity of how disorganized artists can be. You know, as much as it's nice to have edits out of imperfections and, oh, you know, you have this nice, lovely aesthetic, like everything's all nice and organized and blah, blah. And there's like very comforting, calming music. No, most of the time I'm like watching some crap in the background. Most of the time I have family talking in the background. They don't give a care about my inner peace or my quiet space. I don't think I've ever had a quiet space in my entire freaking life. Except right now. That's it. That's it. That brief second. That was the quiet time. And then that's it until I start opening my damn mail. So, and that's okay. Okay. Oh gosh, I am. Let's do my freaking nose. It's always running. All right, so I found the paint. Let's just fill her up. The painting, I mean. I keep saying I need to do fan art of Chiyoko. I only did this one and a card art. And I need to do more. There's one where it's after Akira in the manga did something again. I will not disclose what exactly if you're not read the manga. And then she wears a new outfit. Some time has passed and they're trying to survive. And she has a new outfit. I do miss her apron. I just find that so funny and yet so cool. And it's not like nowadays where I am a woman and I like to do boy things, you know, and I want to lecture you how girls can do boy things too. I don't like being lectured, okay? I want to have fun. I want to engage with the story. And I want to have a nice overall time watching said entertaining source of media. When I'm being lectured, my eyes glaze over and I watch something else, okay? Or if I'm forced to watch it for whatever reason, because someone else wants to watch it, I start ranting. And I don't like doing that because I know how irritating it is when I hear other people doing it, but I want to watch. And I know people who do that. Oh, this paintbrush is too tiny. So I don't like wasting my time and other people wasting my time, especially when it's something I'm supposed to have fun at. And then when I'm being lectured on top of that, how is this fun? How is this entertainment? You know, at least with Chiyoko, this character in Akira, in the manga only, she's not in the movie, unfortunately. She should have been. But her gender had nothing to do with her capabilities as a, you know, gun-toting, action-packed. Like, she was busting some people's teeth, man. Well, men's teeth. And she did not say like, I am a woman, I am strong. No, she's just trying to survive, damn it. And she's so fucking cool. I love her. She's so freaking awesome. And this paintbrush is stiff as all hell, but whatever. So she deserves more love than what has been given out. And another one, gosh, I haven't read Akira for a while, so I'm starting to forget names. I almost forgot her name. That's how bad it was. One of the test subjects that were a part of the Akira project, it's not the one that's she can't walk is Kyoko. This is Chiyoko. And the other one, oh my god, I forgot her name, but I think she was number 19. I think. And she, in the manga, she was dubbed as a man who was like some kind of what is that? Those public nut jobs who say, "Oh, you must repent and save your soul for God." You know, that those kinds of people in the public, in like downtown squares where they yell out the chants and stuff. And they made her a guy, and no, that's a lady. I didn't even know that till I read the manga. So I was like, oh, okay. And she has a lot more of a role in the manga. So I was like, I wish she had a bigger role. But, you know, with movies, animated movies, they can only cram so much exposition in like an hour or two. Even 2 hours, it was not enough. And I wish they continued on, but they changed a handful of things in there where I think they just wanted it to stay into one movie. And so if you want to watch more or you want to know more into the story, you got to read the manga. It took me so long to realize that because I had the same problem with Claymore. Did anyone watch Claymore long ago? I think it was in 2007, 2004, 2007. They also had just one series, and then that was it. Okay, go over here. And I was waiting, and some of my family members were waiting. When's it gonna come out? When's it gonna come out? I want to watch what happens to Claire and to Priscilla and this and that. And then it never happened. Never happened. And so finally, like maybe 2 or 3, maybe 5 years later, I finally read the manga, and it was worth the read. The ending was a little bit cheesy, but it was worth the read. It explained a lot, and there were some Claymore introductions that I wish they made into an anime following up, but from what it sounds like, I don't think they're going to make a new one, unless there is for whatever reason. Because I think they're trying to bring back some, like they brought back Trigun, they brought back, I think, Mononoke. I don't know when that one is out, but I would like to watch that. That one's amazing. Mononoke is pretty awesome. Not Princess Mononoke from Studio Ghibli. It is another anime based off like the Ayakashi Tales of Horror, like another not subgroup, but like a spin-off from that one. Yeah. Yeah, those are fun. I like watching those. Like the ones that are not always shonen and shoujo. I do like seinen, but sometimes they get a bit much sometimes for the adult parts. But they do have more interesting slice of life stories or thriller horror things. So I do like seinen. Seinen is like anime manga, but for like 30-year-old men. Well, I am of the age, so it sounds more appropriate, I think. Yeah, no one's still watching. What else is new? So it's already 28 minutes. Okay, so I did fill this up. Well, maybe I can add a little bit more here. Yeah, at least I'm trying to get some stuff, but it's not much. I'm just doing filler just because off camera I can get so much. Oh no, I messed up. I'll fix it later. I can do a lot more without this dang thing. Sorry. In my way, because right now it's a little bit awkward painting. But if I put it further away, the cord for the camera, the webcam, it's too short. I wish there was such a thing as an extension. Is there an extension cord for webcams? I have no idea. Feel free to let me know. That would be great. And then I'm also considering, aside from paintings, I I may think about doing unpainted resin figurines. I saw some on Reels off and on of Dragon Ball Z of some characters they did. Like, yeah, there's Goku, yeah, there's Vegeta, but I do like Vegeta, and I also like Frieza. Those two especially look fun for me to paint. So I may consider looking into that, but they will mostly have Goku, and I'm like, yeah, I know he's a classic. I'm not very good on classic things in general. So I don't mind Vegeta, though he is also technically a classic, but I kind of feel bad for him. But he does his best. He tries so hard. And then also Trunks. Trunks I think is pretty cool. It took me a long while to like Trunks. I think if not 14 4-star yet again, I probably wouldn't give a crap about Dragon Ball anything. Okay, so for now, I didn't do much, but I got rid of most of the streaks in this area. I'm not even sure if that's correct, but I'll find out once I ever find that damn reference. The other option is I can do this, like I mentioned, like I can fix what's left and take my own spin. Like it's already, most of it's a reference related thing, but I'll think of something. So that's what I have. And then, I'm sorry I didn't show this one too much, so it's not that much worth looking at, but yep. I do like simple things, and yet it's not simple. They all have all these little patterns here and there. So yeah, let this dry. This lady, I think her reference is more recent, so I should be able to paint. I'm not going to fix her eye. That one is very technical. If I mess up, I have to be careful. Okay, let me get your shit over there. Sorry. Okay, you go. Sorry, it's kind of ugh. I hope that is okay to paint, because if I don't position things correctly, my wrist gets sore. Hello, old age. How have you been? It's annoying. Stop talking to me. Okay, so let me find another reference. I mean, this, and then, where is you? At least in this format, I do get more work done, which is a relief because I usually have a hard time pushing myself to get things done unless I really like the project. The last one I did with that orange lady in the bikini, that one turned out a lot better than I anticipated. So I was getting that done so much faster. So much faster. And then this one, while it's okay, it's kind of, how do I explain? I don't know. I'm just tired. It's a little bit confusing, I think. Where is reference? Oh, found it. So anyway, a lot of the references I pick up for this sort of thing, they're from the 70s and 80s, like skimpy girl magazines. Like, why are you looking at that? Well, they have good references. Oh, I mean, of course you choose them sparingly. You don't just go and start drooling over them. Okay, not that I do that. Like, you can hear how I sound. Like, I'm not that interested in that stuff, but I can appreciate that there are some pretty decent photography. They do nail it right when they do. And then, I mean, there are some weird ones. I'm like, what is that? What's going on here? But then at the same time, I can see what they're trying to do. All right. So is this, maybe this is okay. Oh, okay. So I need to make this less dark blue. So I got something to do here. And it's not much. Okay. So now you can kind of hear my cold. Like, I was not talking as much. So I try to preserve the voice, even though no one talks to me anyway. But at the same time, when I'm talking a lot like now, I can feel my throat like, what's going on here? And I know I have a can of soda over there, but I'm trying to not burp so much. I only burped once. That's fine. All right. I'm trying to be somewhat polite. Somewhat. Okay. There we go. Much better. I think I had another idea, and then I saw her reference. Like, oh, I might as well do that. And so now it's okay to change your mind, but try to do it sparingly. Especially if you don't want too many thick layers, unless thick layers is a part of your intent of your painting, then that's fine. But if you're trying not to do that, again, use it sparingly. I wish I can give more tips and tricks about painting. I don't know very much. Or if I do know, I don't know how to explain it very well. That's why I'm not like those other artists where they have the, oh, I can teach you on what to do, what not to do. Sometimes, like, shit, man, if you want to, go ahead. I think sometimes those with like a certain style, I feel like that gives people character, even if they're not totally perfect. Unless you're doing hyper realistic art, then you kind of have to be quite strict on what makes sense and how things work and all those technicalities. I don't know any of them. But if that's what you're going for, then you have to be more strict. Whereas if you want more creative freedom and you want to just have a good time painting and not regard too much of all the technical, like this is supposed to be here. If it's not, it's ugly, that kind of mindset. Or it's wrong. It's wrong. Always being like, shut up. Just have fun with it. And then you can develop a style. Of course, it's not going to be easy. Developing a style is not like, oh, I can just make this, And then you do research as to who else has done that, and like at least 5,000 people know this already, like 10 years ago. Then you're like, well, shit. So while this is more for practice, obviously, because it's a real person. Yeah, she's a real person, but I think she's 63. Yes, she's 63. Yeah. I do like the trying to practice how to do body shapes and types and stuff. The only other thing though is I am crap at skin tone. So this is good practice for me and this is in the summer, so her skin is quite tan and I need to brush up on my skin tones because they kind of terrify me when I don't know what I'm doing. And most of the time, fun fact, I don't know what I'm doing. I told this to someone. They didn't seem very happy about that. I'm sorry. And it's not like I'm trying to freaking brag about it. Far from it. Sometimes I don't know what I'm like. Okay. This is why also I'm not very good at trying to do like a tutorial or like how to draw, how to craft. I think with crafting, it's more easier for me because I'm not too attached to it. But with drawing, and it's not like, oh, it's a feeling. I love my feelings and bleh. No. It's not like that. I think I mentioned a while ago, I do paint. I try to draw things that make the most sense. And like, where does this connect? How does this do? And I don't do anatomy technical. I mean, I look at it once in a while, but not enough for me to like, oh, this is the right way and the only way. No, I just do what I know and fill in the gaps and make sure things come together that make the most sense to me. That's basically it. And then I work my way from there. Now try to explain that. Because I cannot. Okay, so that was the explanation that I have when it comes to my paintings. I wish I had better ways of explaining it, but that's what I've been doing this whole damn time. And then if I don't know very well, I look up references, I copy them. I don't know, whoever said it's wrong to copy. No, it's not. Okay. But if you're not giving credit and, you say this is my original work when it's clearly not, you totally stole. Okay, that is wrong. But for the sake of practice and challenging yourself, no, it's not. Okay. Whoever is saying these weird things need to take a nap somewhere. Okay. Stop it. Plus, what I wanted to do with this is to actually encourage people to get into drawing. Like you don't need the fanciest items. You don't have to have the know-how. What I don't like is people lecturing me and they don't have much art skills. I've had that often. It's kind of rare. And I will not air out who did what, but I don't like being lectured. It's one thing if you're as good as or better than me and you're not a butthole about it. But then if you barely draw, like, and then you say this doesn't look right, and then you don't give me like constructive, useful criticism, I'm gonna look at you weird. And I will just say thank you, and I will not talk to you. That'll be it. That is the best way I can be civil, okay? Because I do have a temper. It's just I just choose not to air it out. I don't have time and energy for that. I feel like I'm wasting energy doing that stuff. So I will look at it. I will see who you are as a person. Like, you do have an account, especially if you're following me. And then if I see your work and it's like, well, you're not even drawing, who are you to tell me how to draw or how to paint? And so I just keep quiet. And then that's it. All right. That's it. That's it. It'd be funny those people saw this, but no, they're not. They're not going to. What are you going to tell me? What are you going to tell me that's useful? Plus, you don't always have to follow everyone's thing. Like, maybe you should do this. It depends. Like, there was someone who told me at a convention, long ago in a galaxy far away, that they were looking at some of my portfolio work, and one of them I did was like sci-fi battle armor, like it's an alien moldable body armor that has like a metal sheen to it. But then I did cross hatching instead of making thicker black lines to show its sheen and shine of the metal. And they gave me that, like, oh, instead of doing the cross hatching, I mean, it looks great, but if you want to have more of a metallic sheen, a metallic look, you should use bigger, thicker black lines to show that. And I was like, oh yeah, that's totally cool. I totally get that. And I was actually excited getting that kind of criticism. There's nothing wrong with criticism if it's useful for you long term. But I feel like nowadays when people like, hey, is it okay you just not do that, but you do this instead? And I really like your stuff. And then they just blow things way out of proportion. Like, I see that a lot on YouTube channels recently when people criticize another channel or another person, and they still give them good tips and also positives. And then the other person goes, oh, I'm being attacked, and then they take things way out of proportion. Like, what? And it's one thing if it's a 10, 12-year-old and their brains haven't fully developed, but this is a grown adult things. And it's not adult, it's adults, plural. That means more than one person reacts like this. And that makes me worry about humanity sometimes. And I can't, I'm not above it all. We're all human, I assume. So it's okay to feel offended to some degree. It's okay to feel a little hurt, like, oh man, why did they have to show that? Did they have to remind me how gross I look like? And to some degree, they didn't have to. But then when you expose yourself online and you say all these things, and then people point that out, like, oh, you said a thing. You did a thing. What are you going to do? Like, everyone makes mistakes, but at the same time, you also have to, if you don't want people to criticize you, don't show your stuff online. That's another thing. But I don't mind the criticism. The other thing is you have to have some knowledge to make it useful, okay? But sometimes if it's, I'm trying to think, like, if it's something where it is useful, but then your attitude's kind of shit, I would just take it into account and just politely not talk. That's it. Like, if I don't do it now, maybe I'll do it later when I'm in a better mood, but I just don't tell you when and how I did it. Anyway, how long? Oh my God, 43 minutes already? Sheesh. Okay, so how much? Oh, there's a dark spot behind her, but it's like an off blue. I don't know how to do that. Like, there's like the further away from the water, it gets kind of dark. Like, I know how that is. But I was like, whoa, that's kind of like, what kind of purple? I don't know. Okay, let's see here. Maybe I can light up a little bit here and there because now it's getting a little bit dark. Yeah, I'm not, anything that is difficult, I will not do on camera because it's, of course, it's nerve-wracking, but also I want to be more up close with the painting because, like I mentioned, the tripod camera holder thing is in my way. Not a single person visited. I know who you are. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I know. I know I'm not that popular unless it's war movie related, it seems. Anyway. So at least I did some things with 3 paintings, even if it does not seem like very much, but at least some work has been done, which is what I was aiming for this time around, because like I mentioned, I spent yesterday not painting at all into the night. I did not paint at all. That's somewhat rare for me. And so I spent that instead with shopping. Well, aside from shopping, I did have to get some things. And then I did splurge, and it's okay. It's okay to splurge once in a while. I've been resisting, but I caved in at this point. Let me see. Do I need white? Okay, I think there's... oh, that should be a little flat. Sorry, this one was a bit of a lecture sort of thing, but at the same time, as like I mentioned, it's like what has been going on recently with those war movies. I don't have a problem with posting things that are totally opposite. I think it's kind of funny. But at the same time, I feel like it's good to learn things. It's good to learn that we're not always the winners in the US. It's good to know that some people of your race also partook in said wars, but I don't know if they televise that or they show that in these movies, but it's good to learn things. Good and bad. You cannot expect every piece of history to be good. And I feel like, especially in the US, we were told and raised on how things work. And then when you leave the country, especially, and they hear a whole bunch of things about your country, a lot of them bad, and then they lump you all together like, oh my God, you're so stupid, you're so fat. And you don't look a certain way. And it's like, ugh, what is this? So it's an interesting learning experience. I can say that much. Good and bad. Even if it doesn't feel good, at least it's useful, all right? I need to do those ward paintings. But I did start looking for the references for the real sniper. Yes, that person exists. He exists. And he passed away some years back. Yeah, he was quite old. But he is a real person, but I kind of want to talk with my editor. Advisor, let's just call him an advisor. Which reference is best to use? But he's kind of like, oh, that might be a bit much, but I don't mind. But I've yet to discuss that with him. And then I also want to do the Philippine heroes and heroines from World War II and whatever wars they had. One of my relatives is involved, but not in World War II. It was another war prior to that. So yeah, I find that interesting. So it's not like, oh, I'm just doing that to be interesting and unique. Oh my God. I don't know why I make all these weird ass voices, but it entertains me. If it doesn't entertain you, that's fine, but it entertains the hell out of me. But anyway, yeah, it's interesting and fun to learn things, especially from your heritage and all that cool stuff. Especially when growing up, I wasn't really brought up too much about learning about my heritage. Like, you'll learn it at school. No. I had to be in friggin' college to learn that stuff. And even then, that was slim pickings. And then they picked the colonizer's perspective most of the time. And then prior to that, it's like they use big words like diaspora and culmination. And I'm like, my eyes start glazing over. Like, can you just tell the freaking history properly and no bullshit? That would be great. I don't see it that much. And that's why it's such a struggle to find anything that I can relate to as a Filipino American, because Where is it? Please tell me. Like, I don't hear too much about it. I would like to know. And the stuff that is already out there, like I see on Reels or sometimes here, I already know about those, unfortunately. Give me some good stuff for once. There's something new and interesting. All right, that would be great. Thank you very much. Okay, so I think I will wrap this up for now. It looks a lot better. Yay. I didn't do anything I already mentioned, but there is some progress. Good to know. And yeah, she needs more work. Particularly the face-to-face bothers me so much. I always swear I will get on that. But other than that, progress has been made. Progress is always great. I 1,000% agree with that. And my nose is getting itchy. And so, my God, move. Move, damn you, move. So here I didn't do much with any of them, but I did add on to the painting at least. So it's something. And this one, this is the last. I'm taking so long to getting this done. This is taking me almost a week. This shouldn't take this long, but because of, like I mentioned, my health was not so great and taking care of some things yet again, let me cover that yuck spot over there. I did manage yesterday. Even though I'm already on this last one, I bought 5 more. I bought 5 more of these little cheap canvases. So there will be more cutesy art related to that because I do see other characters from Sanrio. I don't see them at all. This one I've seen the most out of the 3 bunches of the small canvas things I've done. But there's some other ones I found out. I need to make those. So I will try my best to get on top of this, get this done, and then do the other ones because there's a whole bunch of others. I was like, oh, I want to try that too. So yes, I am quite excited with painting these days. Even though I'm sick, I still want to keep painting, and that's probably why my colds last longer than they should. But that's okay. Okay, not really, but at least I'm motivated. Oh, there's one I forgot if I think I showed this already, but I have to resume this as well, but I don't like this color. I will look for the reference that this was based off of and figure out, is there another color scheme I can do? Because right now I'm not feeling this. It's kind of weird. The rest is still quite cute, and I'm thinking about doing another side. I don't know if I'll do this color scheme. Your guess is as good as mine. So yes, I know you had no participation, but it's okay. Let's include you because why not? So yeah, that will be it for my live stream. This time, no one showed up. And I did not give a fuck because I went over to the 52-minute department, and that's fine. That's fine. Do I ever take myself seriously? Yeah, just off camera, unfortunately. So that will be all. Some progress was made. It did not look like much, but it's a lot for me. Usually, I just don't do them after several months to a year or 6. So this is good. So thank you for watching. Later on, I assume. Please let me assume. Give me that. And I will see you again next week, or unless I say otherwise. All right. Sorry if this does come off as lectury and stuff. But those are just things that were going on in my mind recently, especially with the recent shorts and the Korean War videos and people kind of being a little bit dicey in the comments. But hey, I already answered a handful of those questions, and I'll leave it at that. They're there. The answer is there. Just go look for it, especially in the early shorts. All right, I'm going to shut up now. Have a great day. Take care. Please be nice to each other, or rather be. All need some kindness, and sometimes, or you get smacked in the head. Anyway, take care. Bye-bye. See you next time.